Hey guys, let me know if you guys could hear me. Oh, let me switch my microphone. There we go. Testing, one, two. Welcome to another mini masterclass. Let me just pull up everything really quick. Okay, here we go. We're live in the group. Yes. Awesome. Okay, today we have a really great topic, and these master classes go for about 10 minutes or so. The first one was about 30 minutes, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I want to get in here, give you some good value, give you some takeaways, and on a homework assignment. Hopefully, you're implementing. This is a training and implementation Facebook group. And it's going to allow us to really move the needle because we're taking action, right? And then we're asking questions if we feel stuck. And I want us all to really support one another. So if you see a question that you have experience with or you have thoughts on, definitely jump in and leave your opinion, leave your experiences and tips and things like that. Because we all really are kind of collectively, we have so much knowledge from our own experiences. So I'd love to really support one another this way. So if you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and let me know. And we're gonna dig in. So let's get into let's move this over to hold on. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. And we're gonna go to presenter mode. I think you guys could still see me. Let's see what happens when we go to presenter mode. It's a couple of second delay, so I just want to make sure. Okay, I think we're good. So this is Coaching Pros, our sales creation community. We're definitely here for training and implementation. We've gotten a lot of sort of questions when it comes to lead generation and a lead generation process and a sales funnel process. So I want to make sure that you have the foundation. So no matter which direction you go when it comes to setting up a lead generation process, you have this as like your anchor. This is what you're always going to fall back on. And this is really like the essential that you need. It's kind of like when you're making a cake and you have to have certain ingredients like eggs and flour. Like you kind of need this training. Okay, so this is the thing that we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to talk about how to improve your lead generation process with this one shift. We're going to improve your lead generation process with this one shift. So no matter how you are setting it up, and guess what, guys, there's no one way to skin a cat. Like there's no right way to build relationships. Like you're just being like relational. Like if you had a friend and you're really caring and you're serving and you're actually talking to prospects as if they're your clients. So you're just kind of like feeling into that. So I don't want us to get caught up in like the right way. It's more about just building a relationship in this lead generation phase. Now, when you get to the sales phase, there are sort of templates and scriptings that you definitely want to include. But in this lead generation phase, it's really about leading with service and having that relational sort of anchor that helps us. Okay, so how do you improve the lead generation process with this one shift? You want to bring in more high quality leads and ultimately convert them. Yes. How many of us want to convert these people who are liking our stuff, who are loving us, into clients and customers? Isn't that the ultimate goal, to really convert leads into customers and clients so that there's a value exchange and so that we are profiting from our passion? Okay. Now, 10 competitors who might be sitting at a bar or at church. Whoever gets this one shift right wins the business. So whoever does this in this training wins the business. So we're going to be talking about the difference between concept versus experience. Okay. And if you're taking notes, this is what you want to write down. Like a concept creates ideas. An experience creates the memory. A concept creates ideas, and experience creates the memory. That's what we want to be focused on, because a lot of people are really good about talking about concepts, talking about ideas, talking about what's going to be like when they work with you. And it's great, but that's so surface, and that's not going to really stick in the mind of your user. So when you want to bring people closer to you, you want them to feel into what you're doing more than the other person. This is what we want to do, okay? When your clients are ready to invest, they're going to remember the experience you gave them and the value it added to their life. Now you are top of mind. So if you guys haven't guessed it already, your homework assignment this week is going to be listing here in the group in the assignment section, the homeworks unit. What kind of experience can you create for your prospect? Now, notice that I said prospect and not client. Obviously, you want to have good experiences once they become your client, but you want to create the experience as well for your prospect. Okay, you will be top of mind. It will accelerate all the touch points needed for them to invest. They will remember you. You want to create the experience. Okay, and there's lots of ways to do this, no matter what niche you're in. Whether you're an intuitive coach, whether you help with home office organization, whether you help with writing, math, how to quit smoking. I mean, I'm naming all the people in the group, whether you help with hairstylists and helping them to grow their businesses, whether you help with marketing and business strategies and sales strategies, like you still can, and you can be creative, create an experience for them so they remember you, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about some examples towards the end. But concepts are the ideas of our offers. It's just like, it's kind of a given. It's kind of like Christmas time. So Christmas, the concept of Christmas beyond the spiritual aspects are you get presents. You get presents on Christmas time. That's what happens for Christmas, right? And then, sorry, that's my VA. And then Halloween. What's the concept of Halloween? Well, you get dressed up and you get to walk around the neighborhood and go trick-or-treating, like with your kids, or maybe you do it yourself, or you go like on the haunted house trails. Like there's a concept, and that's a given. So if you were a coach or a strategist, or let's say you're a career strategist, like the concept is I'm going to help you better your resume. That's great, but that's what everybody does in that industry. If you're an intuitive coach, they're all going to say the concept, which is I'm going to help you get unstuck. Okay, I'm calling you to something greater. I'm calling you to something more than the concept. I want you to go deeper because I want you to stand out, and I want you to really work with people through the marketing and through this deeper level of positioning yourself in front of these leads. So this is what we're doing. We're going deeper with more than the concept, but the experience. Okay, so the ideas aren't enough because our prospects have heard it all before, right? Your prospect is bombarded with the same messages over and over. Your prospect is tired. Your prospect is jaded. Your prospect is like, yeah, I've heard this all before. So why are you saying it, and what makes you different? They're yearning for something else, and that something else is the experience. And they need that in order to actually consider working with you, and that's what we want at the end of the day, right, guys? Okay, so you need to evoke emotion and create the memory. So I've conducted sales calls, and I've been on the receiving end of a sales call, and I've learned over the years that you want to inspire your prospect. You want to, and that should say empower with an EM, empower your prospect. Can I go and do that now? Is that bad that I have to stop and just write that? Okay, there it is. There's me. All right, so let's go back to present. So you want to empower your prospect. You want to equip your prospect. Gosh, I have to do my editing, right? So you want to make sure that you are really giving them the tools that they need to actually like move forward with you. And if you're just talking details and features and benefits, and that's nice, but they've heard it all before, and you haven't given them something greater, something deeper, something that they can hold on to and remember for years to come, then it's going to be a lot harder for you guys to get the client and make the sale. Okay? So that's what I want you to consider. So I'll give you a scenario. Let's just say, going back to the Christmas scenario, that analogy of Christmas, the concept is for getting presents. How many of you remember what you got for Christmas when you were 10 years old? How many of you remember what that? Let me know if you remember what you got for Christmas when you were 10 years old. Okay, so I don't remember what I got for Christmas last year. I have no idea. Let's see who's on with me. Say hi if you're on. Oh, hi, Sonia. Okay, hi. Hi, Krista. Hi, guys. Okay, so you guys are watching. Okay, good, because it's hard for me to see. So, do you remember what you got for Christmas? Can you guys hear me okay? Just let me know if you can hear me. I'm sure you can, but I just want to double check. Do you remember what you got for Christmas when you were 10 years old? No. I don't remember anything. But if I were to say, do you remember what it was like when you were 10, 11 years old, and hi, Steph, when your family, you went on that family vacation with your cousins, your aunt, your brother, your sister, you went on that family years old, you can hear me good. Krista says, I remember presents, but not the year. Yeah. And 11. Steph says, I don't remember. No. Sonia says, I can hear you. Okay. You guys, no, I don't. I remember certain things. I just don't remember. Like, I really don't remember what I got for Christmas last year. Like, here's my point, and I'm making a point. Thank you, Sonia. Thanks, guys. My point is, I bet you could tell me how you felt on your childhood vacation. Why? Because there was an experience. Because you remembered what it was like being in a new place with your family, bonding on certain things. Maybe it was the new food you tried. I went to Disney World literally when I was 10 or 11. I remember eating alligator tail, right? I remember my hairstyle. Do I remember what I got for Christmas when I was 10 years old? No, but I remember what happened when I was inside of an experience. I remember conquering a fear or bonding with my family or experiencing what it was like to be like accomplishing something new or feeling free in the moment and not worried about anything in the world and just seeing my parents happy. Like, I bet you remember your childhood vacation. Why? Because I bet you remember the experience, guys. I bet you remember the experiences, even if it wasn't a vacation, but you just think about one of the childhood experiences that you had. I bet you can remember certain details of those things, okay? Versus the concept. So my point here that I'm making to you guys is that your prospect is the same way. Your prospect is tired of hearing about the same old stuff. So let's see. We've got Sonia here. She's a businesswoman for the hair salon industry. Steph, who is an intuitive coach. Krista, who is a writing coach. Yeah. And you guys, start to think about what experiences you can create for your prospect. Because when you build out your lead generation process, when that comes to fruition and when you're optimizing it and you're figuring all that out and you're building out your sales funnel and you're getting to the nitty gritty, all of that doesn't matter unless your prospect remembers you. Yes, can you agree with me on that? None of that matters unless your prospect has a deeper connection with you. So you're not a dime a dozen, so you really stand out. Okay, my kids are calling. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. So I want you guys to pull out your bag of tricks and give your clients a taste of your magic, a taste of your experiences. For example, give your clients an experience that they can use, engage their senses. Allow them to have an experience with you. Okay, and we'll talk about some of these things. And I want you guys to actually do this for your homework this week, is to figure out what small experience. You can do this in 5 minutes, and it doesn't have to be something that you're spending hours trying to figure out. But what small experience can you give your prospect? Have your clients take action and then ask them how it feels to them after they perform the action. Did you inspire them, empower them, and equip your prospect today? So, breakthrough happens when your prospect is able to see beyond what they thought was possible. Yeah, they got clarity. I was on the call with Steph the other day. We had an experience. We really did. There was a moment of clarity. Now, I bet she's going to remember that no matter what. She's going to remember that. There's an experience that I'm creating, okay? Through your frameworks. I said, hey, pull out a paper, write this down, make a circle here, draw it, and then do you see this? Do you see this? There's breakthrough. There's an experience. That moment where we did that, it only lasted like 5 or 10 minutes. Like inside of our session, it was just a 5-minute thing. You guys can create this experience for your clients. So that's what I want you to do when you're thinking of your lead generation process. So Krista says, yes, new experiences really stuck out, and that presents, I remember those experiences. Yeah. Steph says, inspire clients to take action and check in on the action. Yeah. And Steph says, yeah, I needed that clarity. So what can you do? I'm going to ask you, what can you do to create a small experience inside of the lead? I'm talking about just prospects. I'm not even talking about clients, guys. I'm talking about the prospecting phase, the lead generation phase. What can we do to create the small experience for them? To engage their senses, to evoke some sort of emotion, to have them do something, to have them conquer something, have them get a small win before they even work with you guys. What small win and inspiration can you give to your clients beforehand? Your homework is to write down here in the group the type of experience you think you can create for your prospects so they remember you. And then I want you to comment on other people's experiences, okay? Write down here in the group what you can create as an experience. Okay, guys, I have to get ready to jump off. I'm glad that hopefully this helps. Let me know what your aha moments are. Figure out how you can create an experience for your prospect. And that's going to help with when you're sort of moving them into working with you. I'll give you a quick example before I jump off. There's a girl here who works with people with their office. What she can do is say, what's on your desk right now? She helps them to unclutter and organize their offices. She can say, okay, I want you to take all the papers that are on your desk and organize them as client work and regular work. And then I want you to move that to the left-hand side. And they're doing that. And she's actually working with them. And I want you to move everything off to the right-hand side. That's like your plant or your water bottle and all these other things. And then so she's actually they're doing her bag of tricks. She's working her magic. And they're like, oh my gosh, I never knew I can have such a clean desk. And that's all before they work with them. So your job again is to write down here in the group, guys, the type of experience you think you can create for your prospects so they remember you. I love to see that in the homework section this week. And that is all I have. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be here this evening looking at any thoughts, extra questions here in the group. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.